If you've ever flown a model rocket in your life, there's a good chance it was manufactured by Estes Industries. They've been a leader in the world of model rocketry for almost 70 years. I'm very excited to say that myself and Shane, or as you may know him, Bossard, have ventured out here to Penrose, Colorado, where we're going to check out the headquarters of Estes Industries.
Welcome to the model rocket capital of the world.
Hi everybody, welcome to Estes Industries. My name's Adam Knippa.
Hi, my name's Abby. I've been an archivist here since about May 2024. I came on as a summer intern, hired as a full-time employee in January. So during that time, been about a year now, I've been taking care of the company's history, organizing our archive, cataloging, and of course preparing new content for our social media and our website too.
So in this tour, we're going to be walking you through a little bit of the product development areas, out towards the engines compound, and through the warehouse. So let's get right into it.
Yeah. Jumping straight into it, we were founded in 1958 by Vernon Estes. We were actually founded out of their garage in Denver. And although we are the largest model rocket company, we actually weren't the first. The first was a company called Model Missiles Incorporated. It was founded by a man named G. Harry Stine back in the late 50s after the launch of Sputnik. Harry Stine was a civilian scientist and a science fiction author out of the White Sands Proving Ground in New Mexico. He recognized a need for safe model rocket engines. So the 1950s, this is the height of the space race. And so lots of people are watching TV and seeing the US and the USSR launch rockets. Well, they want to do the same thing in their backyard. And unfortunately, they were creating their own engines and getting into really horrible accidents. And so there was a need for safe model rocket engines that could be mass produced. G. Harry Stine's company could not keep up with the demand. And so he ends up opening up the Yellow Pages and he starts looking through local fireworks manufacturers because that was the closest thing to a model rocket was a firework. And so he lands on the business of Vernon Estes' parents. They owned a fireworks stand up in Denver. And so they meet, they introduce Vern to G. Harry Stine, and Vern agrees after some thought and some negotiation that he will design a model rocket engine machine. And so that's how we come up with our Mabel. Vern created a rotary indexing machine that could mass produce safe model rocket engines. Well, unfortunately, Vern suffers a few accidents himself. He's manufacturing engines in his garage in Denver. Well, his neighbors are not thrilled that he's like making explosives in the neighborhood. And so in 1961, he and his wife Blvd come down to Penrose and they buy 77 acres of land, which is where we still sit today. We have since expanded to over 300 acres, which gives us the standoff distances to continue manufacturing our engines and launching rockets out in our flying field without bothering the bustling town of Penrose, Colorado. So that's how we got here today. This building specifically was built towards the end of 1967, beginning of 1968. As you can tell by our lovely, very modern wood paneling. We still have a piece of the original carpet actually in our first aid closet. It survived a couple lobby redesigns, so if you can imagine the entire lobby with this beautiful teal carpet. Very 70s, very much a characteristic. So this is our Big Bertha. This is actually an upscale of Vern's favorite rocket, the original Big Bertha. He has one from the 60s that he's flown hundreds, if not thousands of times. But in 2018, some hobbyists upscaled this rocket, and it actually flew at the National Sport Launch up in 2018. And unheard of for a model rocket, it landed upright. And it was in such good condition that the guys who bought it decided that it belonged in a museum. And so a few years ago, we were the very lucky recipients of it. They brought it in pieces through the front door and had to reconstruct it in our lobby here. So now it's a major highlight of our building. It's about 16 feet tall, made of fiberglass. I think it was about 450 pounds when it launched. It's about 150 now empty. The only thing in there is the nose cone strap. But yes, it's one of our favorite rockets here.
All right, so this is our main conference room here in the admin building. And this admin room actually has a lot of historical significance in which tours actually used to come through this room in the past, and Abby can expand a little more on that.
Yeah, so back in the 70s and 80s, Estes kind of accidentally became a tourist attraction. We are right next door to the Royal Gorge, which is a major attraction in our area. People would be driving by on Highway 50, they'd see our giant rocket outside, and they'd say, wait a second, that's Estes. And so they'd pull off the highway, come knock on our door and ask for a tour. And it happened so often that we ended up hiring full-time tour guides from the local high school and college girls to bring groups of people through this building. We brought probably thousands of people through the admin building every summer back in those days. But after starting in the lobby, this was actually the first stop on the tour. So it's a conference room now, but historically we use it as a theater. So it originally had theater-style seating. We would show them a 16mm film that had rocket launches and safety demos to get them all excited for the things that they were about to see. And then of course, it would end in a retail store where we would sell them more rockets, more engines, more parachutes to keep those rockets flying.
Welcome to the War Room. This is one of the hubs of product development here at Estes, and this is really the room where creativity comes to life. So here behind me, you'll see we have a vast array of nose cones, some fins, and various other components of rockets that we actually use whenever we want to ideate something new and exciting. So we'll come in here, grab a tube, grab a nose cone, see how things fit together, and we really strive to constantly keep improving the products that we make and bringing excitement to our customers. So here at Estes, we also have a list of core values. One of our main core values is that good ideas come from everywhere. So whether you're an Estes employee and have an exciting idea, or if you're a customer or a rocketeer in general, we love to hear from you, so that way we can know what the community's wanting and we can do our best to return that to the community.
So historically, this room was actually twice the size, and there were about 14 desks in here, and the women who worked here were part of our mail processing department. So back in 1961, we started as a mail order company. It was 25 cents for a catalog. And so people, I know, people would tape quarters to a postcard, send it to us, they would get processed right here. So the ladies in this room would pick off the quarter, drop them into canvas sacks. They would slide them into their desk that Vern specially built, and then they would collect the sacks from the bottom of the desk, throw them into wheelbarrows, take them down to a big walk-in safe that we have in one of the offices in our lobby, and then twice a day, the armored truck from the bank would come down and empty out our safe. You know, in the era before credit cards and online ordering, everything had to be processed through the mail. So all of your catalog quarters, your money orders, and your checks all came through this room. So as we're leaving the war room, I'll point out some of the pieces of art that we have along the wall. These are all hand-painted originals. We have always had an in-house graphic arts department that produces our catalog images, our promo shots, our packaging. You can see that some of these use collage, so they take actual photos and put them on top of the paintings. We are really proud to have such a great artistic legacy here at Estes.
All right, so this is the east wing of Estes, and this is where a lot of our sales, marketing, and our customer service team lies, as well as our art department here behind me. So there's a lot of history in this wing of the department, as we can see this beautiful wallpaper here, and Abby can expand some more about that.
Yeah, this is actually the only place in the entire campus where this wallpaper appears. So it will be up until the end of time because we don't know where else to get it. Vintage from the 70s. We actually had a local artist from Pueblo come in a couple years ago and blow up one of these images for the mural over there. So we are very proud of our 60s and 70s heritage here. Historically, this area was actually home to our Rocketeer Communications Department. And so if you have ever sent fan mail to Estes, it came through this room. The ladies that worked out here would read those letters, write responses, and of course send them off to our Rocketeers all over the country. And so we've kind of kept that history alive with our Voices of Estes board. We still keep all of the fan mail that you send us. I keep a box of it in the archive from every decade. We pin up the more recent ones so the rest of the team can see them. One of our personal favorites actually is one from 2023. A boy, I think he was about 13 years old, a young boy, bought a rocket at a garage sale, a rocket from the 90s. Well, inside the box, he found a rocket design contest. And even though it had expired by about 30 years, he still filled it out and sent it to us. And we loved it so much, we put it on display and we point it out in every tour because we love it so much. We ended up getting in contact with him and we were able to send him some Estes merch as a big thank you for being such a great fan of Estes. So.
Yeah, so if you have any ideas, send them in.
Exactly.
Whether you're watching the Rocket Vlogs channel or visiting our website, feel free to reach out, talk to our customer service team, or whatever it may be.
Yes, they do get seen, and we do take them very seriously. We love them. Okay, so back here, tucked away deep in the admin building, we have these small rooms here. These are actually photo dark rooms. Now, why on earth does a model rocket company need photo dark rooms? Well, back in the 60s, we came out with the Camrock. So the Camrock took a photo at apogee, but in order for that to happen, there's quite the process behind it. So we had to cut circular pieces of film ourselves, put it in the box, send it to the Rocketeer. The Rocketeer would unpackage it, take his film and the rocket into the closet, load the film, fly the rocket, bring it back into the closet, unload the film, put it in an envelope, and mail it back to us. You couldn't just take your film to a drugstore to get it developed. No one would develop circular film. And so they would send it back to Estes for us to make the prints. And all of that processing happened in this little hallway here. We had an entire department dedicated to it. And for prints that came out particularly well, our marketing department would send the Rocketeer a letter and say, hey, can we use your print for our publications and our marketing? And so if you look back at some of the older materials for the Camrock and some of the later video cameras or photo cameras, those are genuine photos taken by Rocketeers from around the country. We're really lucky to have a pretty bulky folder of those photos from back in the day. The Camrock was a really good touch point for our customers. It was a way for us to interact with them directly about their rocketry experience, and it's something that we've tried to keep up with some of our later products. So you might notice that these doors are a little bit different than the rest of the doors that we have in our admin building, and that's because we're standing in one of the old Penrose post offices. So back in the 1960s, when Vern moved the business down here, the Penrose post office was actually on the brink of closing, but we were sending and receiving so much mail that Vern actually leased these two rooms to the United States Postal Service. And so there were a couple federal employees that would come in and work here every day. The end of this building operated like a fully functional post office. Members of the community could come in, buy stamps, send packages, but it was great for us because we were doing so much mail, and it was a help to the community. One of Vern's major business philosophies is see a need, fill a need, and the Penrose post office story is a great example of that. The post office actually operated here for about 20 years before it moved to its current location on Highway 115.
And if you've ever watched any of the Estes Rockets YouTube videos or any of our social media content or content that you see on our website, this is the actual set where we filmed those videos and we actually take all the pictures that you see there. Before the pandemic, this room was actually a storage room, but then it got converted to being this studio so we can make the exciting content that you see today. And if you've ever wanted to know where Estes engines are made, they're actually made here on site in Penrose, Colorado, right behind me, just next door to our admin building. So here behind me, you'll see a row of buildings that have like little green houses on top. And those houses are essentially where the black powder is kept that feeds into our engine manufacturing machines. And those machines are belovedly known as Mabel. We're actually on the 4th generation of Mabel, so we continue to produce our engines and really work on progressing the quality of our engines to make sure that they're setting a high standard there. We receive our engine cases that are domestically sourced over in our warehouse that's we're going to be showing you shortly. The engine cases get printed and then they get brought across the street here over to the engines compound, where they're pressed with their clay and black powder, and then they are cured and took back across the street so that way they can be sent to you, the consumer. And one fun fact about our location is that we are actually located on a public road called H Street, and because of this, we actually have to have CDL drivers that have explosives permits, so that way we can transfer our engines across the street whenever we take them over to the warehouse.
So this is our main warehouse. Historically, we've called this the K&W building because it used to be home to the kit packing and the wood shop. Right now, this is our main assembly building. So every time you order something from us, it gets processed through this building right here.
And welcome to the warehouse. Behind me, you'll see many boxes, and all of these boxes are filled with all the Estes products that are available through the Estes website or at one of our many retailers. And a lot of our product actually gets sold through our website, which is similar to how we did stuff mail order in the past, right, Abby?
Yeah, so back in the 60s, we were founded as a mail order company, and we've kind of gone back to those roots now with some of our internet sales. Of course, we sell on EstesRockets.com as well as Walmart.com and Amazon.com. So we've kind of gone back to our roots in that way.
Well, thank you guys so much for giving us this awesome tour of Estes. This is a very unique opportunity, so I'm glad we got to do this because not a lot of people have.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you everybody for coming and visiting Estes, and come and find us at any of our social medias, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, and find us at EstesRockets.com.
And be sure to keep an eye out for more history content on our social medias.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of really cool stuff that you guys didn't get to see that we did. Sorry about that, but we'll just all be grateful for what we got here. My name is Braden Carlson. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, for tuning into a Rocket Vlogs channel. Don't forget, if you want 10% off anything and everything at EstesRockets.com, you can use my affiliate code ZWW10. And that's it. We'll see you next time.